Given our history as black people in America, you have to ask the question after the raids on Sean Combs' multiple homes in the United States and allegations and a supposed investigation into a sex trafficking operation. The question is, why would some black people treat other black people the same as the slavers did? Now, if you're puzzled by the question, let me illuminate why I'm asking it. The reason I'm asking it, and I am going to go and read a passage from my book, One Eighth of a Man, Hate for the Skin I'm In order for one man to enslave another, the man enslaving his fellow human often needed to dehumanize him first. The easiest way to diminish the humanity of another person is to use their differences to validate their inferiority. Okay, that was in slavery. Slavers went to Africa, saw these people. They were different. They were in different skin color. They spoke a different language. So it was easy to dehumanize them. So, how would another black person do this to his fellow brother or sister? What are the differences if they're both black? The differences come down to this: wealth, fame, and power. And instead of chains being the tools of the bondage tools are wealth, the thirst for fame, and the thirst for power. They are not actually captured and bound with shackles like the late blues singer Robert Johnson that said he met the devil at the crossroads and he made a deal with him to be able to play his guitar. All these people that get entrapped meet their captors at the crossroad. And the grand bargain is you can have access to this wealth, you can have access to this fame, and you can have access to this power. But it all flows through me. You decide. And those with enough of a thirst to take that shortcut for the fame, for the power, for the notoriety, they offer themselves up to be shackled. So all these people that you see in these stories that are circling around, oh, they're on a monthly stipend to be a sex worker, or I was asked to spend the night, or, and this spans gender. So this is the modern day enslavement. And the enslavement is of the mind because they're thinking, I can't get to this other level except through this person. And then they just become part of the grist mill. They're ground up. And every once in a while, one of them say, I'm getting out of here. And then Shivers goes through a wide community. You remember that old thing that's always circled around the so-called black celebrity culture, the so-called Illuminati. And basically, what it may come down to is that you have so-called gatekeepers, or I'm going to put it in a term that's a little more, I guess, basic. You have what I would call the new house And I'm not going to say the second part. And the house is praying on the field and said, the way inside the door to the house is through me. Now, there are probably a lot of people with sleepless nights, but that is my conjecture that these folks see themselves as a breed apart from the people they are using. And every once in a while, one of the individuals that is being used will escape that plantation and do a human outcry. And it's not just the uber rich doing this. I live in a small town. A few years ago, they found a house that had multiple black women in it, basically as sex slaves. It was an innocuous building. You didn't notice it going by 70 miles per hour, but there they were. Others in the community knew it because they frequented the establishment. And someone finally escaped, and the story came out, and everyone was shocked. They said, I go by there all the time on my way from this town to this town. Never noticed the place. So that slave master mentality isn't reserved for someone of a different race. It also infects people who feel they have become superior enough that they can pray and put others like them outwardly into a bondage situation. And that is what is unfolding and starting to fall apart right now. And as time goes on, we will all be surprised of who comes out of that master's house. Because, mind you, most of these people are not, let's say, being powered by their own steam. And there are others above them that have the ability to pull the plug on them because these people are generating millions and billions for what may be considered mainstream corporations. And when things get bad, they can be removed off the scene.